someone is like racking their brain trying to figure out how to make something up to you. And I'm getting two different storylines in regards to this, okay? So the first one is this could be like a past person, right? That is trying to strategize or figure out or even read you. I don't know if they have access to you like that. Um, but they're trying to figure out what you would need or want from them. They also could be going through old messages that you have. It's just stuff from the past, it's like they're studying everything that you told them in the past that you wanted from them, and they're trying to figure out how to give that to you so that you would forgive them or something. I think that somebody really was, I don't know, somebody like, you were so good at building somebody up during a dark time in their life that they were convinced that you were, I don't know, I'm hearing like obsessed with their likeness, or you were fixated on that, like with, I don't know, like you, I don't know. They thought that I'm seeing like the like portrait of like Dorian Gray or whatever. Sorry, like how he like was obsessed with that picture of himself. I think but it's like this person thought that you were that like consumed and absorbed with them to the point where them giving you attention, they thought they were doing you a favor. You know what I mean? But anyway, so they're still in that like weird ass mindset, but it's giving that they're trying to figure out, they think they're under the impression that there must be something they could do that would possibly like win you back over. But I'm getting that you are just not even the same person anymore, and so you like want the same things, and you may have gotten to the point where, and this, I mean, whatever, it could have gotten to the point where you literally like you're like out of their league now, and I think that you always were out of their league. But it's like the disparity between the two of you, it's not just like physical, it's like physical, mentally, spiritually, everything, and it's very stark. It's almost like if you were to have a conversation nowadays or whatever, like you wouldn't even humor the conversation that they have because it's so, I don't want to say it's like beneath you, but it just wouldn't entertain you. It's kind of giving like, I don't know, I'm hearing like, so, say that there's like a ground mammal, and like that ground mammal's perspective is like only about their experience. They're like running around on four legs, which is fine, that's great. Okay, there's plenty of lovely ground mammals, okay? And then it's giving like, say, I don't know, say like you were also one, but then you just like sprouted wings one day and now you can fly. So now you have this whole different perspective of like, being able to literally like fly around. And so, you just like, you're on two different wavelengths, and it's like, it's stark, it's like very different. Like you just don't even, you're just like not, your like consciousnesses are so like basically in different realms of existence, if you want to think of it that way. Like this person is very deeply rooted in the matrix, like they just love being there. They like being stuck in the matrix, if you want to think of it that way, okay? While you have sort of a, or like the illusion of the matrix, because it's like crumbling or whatever, okay? But you have just sort of you know you're just way beyond that. You're just like not even thinking about the stuff that like their priorities are just kind of, you're like, why are you even thinking about stuff like that? That's kind of the energy. It's like, I don't even think about the shit that you talk about on a daily basis, like the stuff that occupies their brain, that doesn't even occur to you. You know what I mean? So I'm getting that, like, so whatever, that's the first storyline, okay? But for most of this collective, I'm getting that you have already fully moved on from this situation, and this person is kind of just like, for their own sanity almost at this time, they have to convince themselves that there is some chance. I'm getting that they like won't be convinced that you fully moved on from them until you were literally, I don't know, engaged or married to somebody, like living with somebody else, okay? And even then, I'm getting, they may think that, okay, I'll just wait until that person like messes up and then they'll come back to me. But again, they're like legitimately delusional. Okay, anyway, so the second storyline in regards to somebody who is trying to figure out how to make something up to you is a newer person, or, somebody who, I'm getting, they haven't, like, in your mind, they haven't done anything wrong, okay? But in this person's mind, it's like they may have wished that they started the connection differently, or things like unfolded differently. So this is one story, like, okay, so it could have been like somebody you met while you were out, okay? and maybe you hooked up really soon. Um, and so maybe like the beginning of your connection with them was very like it was giving a bit lustful, okay? And then, say now you guys are like full blown in love, or they're like in love with you, right? um or it's getting to that point, and they like actually are seeing a whole future with you, more and more so every single day. And now they're like, oh God, like I want to marry this person. Or if you're not into that, it's like a like lifelong partnership, or just want to be their friend forever or whatever. And they're like, but I didn't start this connection out on the foot that I would have liked to treat my future X, Y, or Z, okay? So they feel terrible. Okay, this could be a perfectionist who's like, I didn't know that this person was going to end up being so important to me. And if I had known, I would have done this differently, or this differently, or that differently, or whatever. It's also giving somewhat of like, if you're in a long distance situation with somebody, it's like there are certain milestones of your connection that they would have handled differently, that they were unable to do things in a certain way. And then they're like really upset about this. And to them it's very serious. I'm getting that like this person, I don't think that they're like serious about everything. They definitely have a good sense of humor. I'm getting that your sense of humor could be coming back as you're around this person more and stuff like that. It's also giving somebody that could come across as very like tough or whatever on the outside. um but they're like kind of a, but they're the type that are like can't handle like scary things or horror movies or whatever. Like they're a bit sensitive, but in like a sweetie pie way. And vice versa, if there's somebody who comes across as very like bubblegum poppy on the outside, they could be very like I would say like wicked in a fun way. You know what I mean? Like, they like collecting curios. Like if you go for a walk in the woods with them and they like saw like a deer skull or something, they're gonna want to pick it up. And they may have like ribbons in their hair and stuff like that, but they genuinely are like that. So yeah, but it's mostly giving, I guess it's kind of heavily giving like a masculine energy, feeling apologetic for some reason again. And you may think that they have done nothing wrong, but to them it's like they wanted to handle things better or differently. Like it's giving, say if you've like said I love you already, it's like they wanted it to be a big hoorah surrounding that. They wanted it to be more intimate and more like planned out, but they like got in their head about it and took too long or something, and then it just kind of like came out because the tension was building up or something like that. But again, regardless of you not thinking that they did anything to hurt you, and they could be somebody who is like overly apologetic towards you, because I don't think you're used to somebody actually being as into you as this person is. And it doesn't just have to be romantically. Like I don't, people, you can have like friendship crushes too, right? Where you're like, oh my God, this person could be my best friend, and I don't want to like taint this or mess it up, okay? But yeah, so it's like it's almost like I don't think that you're used to somebody valuing your presence in their life so much that it gives them anxiety, the thought of them saying something that would like ruin your perception of them, or like taint or impair the sort of like vision that you have of your future together. It's giving like a, say like you love cats, right? And this person is allergic to cats. They would like, it's almost like they would like stay up at night like being so upset about the fact that they're allergic, because they feel like, oh my God, is this going to be a deal breaker for them? And then they're like doing research and stuff like that of how they can get over that allergy and stuff. But it's like they almost feel, they feel like visceral pain telling you, like, yes, I'm actually allergic, and you know what I mean? It's something like that. I think that this person wants you to see them as perfect, and not in a manipulative way either. It's just because they see you as perfect, and they like want to be as perfect to you as they see you, or something like that. I would say that like if this is for you, let that just let that person take care of you. Like if they want, like obviously I don't think you have any control over like telling them to ease their mind. At this point, just like let that new person give to you and treat you well. Just make sure you're not taking advantage of them, okay?